Hi, I'm Liam from off.road.cc and I've been lucky enough to spend some time aboard the brand new Voodoo Bizango. So in this video we're going to go over the new bike, we're going to go over Voodoo's new range, and then I'll divulge my first impressions on the new Bizango. Each mountain bike in Voodoo's new range is designed to be playful on mellow trails and confidence inspiring on the steeps. So each bike gets a 66.5 degree head tube angle and around a 460mm reach on a large frame. Then the whole range sees quite the component upgrade, and we'll start off with this WTB Volt saddle. It's custom made for this range and it gets a special gel insert for comfort down the line. Then every bike sees in Maxxis tyres and every fork gets a through axle. With that, every frame gets a tapered head tube, so that means that fork upgrades should be really easy if you want to do that down the line. Then all bikes, apart from one, get 29-inch wheels and 1x drivetrains, with that one extra bike getting 650B wheels and a 2x9 drivetrain. Many of Voodoo's bikes have won a whole bunch of awards, but none as many as the Bizango. It has received praise from press and customers alike for its well-balanced handling and its well-considered componentry. But before we get onto the good stuff, let's take a look at the rest of Voodoo's new range. So let's start off with the Brag. It's the cheapest bike in the range, it's setting you back £550, and it comes sorted with an SR Suntour XCM 32 fork, offering 120mm of travel. For the same amount of money, there's a Sukri, and that's essentially the women's specific version of the Brag, but instead they get smaller frame sizes and a wider saddle. Then there's the Wazoo, and that'll set you back an extra £50. For that extra money, you get an extra 10mm suspension, you get 650B wheels wrapped with Maxxis Recons, and you get a Shimano Alivio 2x9 speed drivetrain. For £675 is the Horde, and for that money, you get upgraded to a Shimano 10-speed drivetrain, and you get Tektro brakes. That one's also 29er, so that means you get Maxxis Ardent tyres. Then it would be rude to forget that there are two gravel bikes in the range. There's the Limber, which will set you back £500, and then the Keezy, that will set you back £625. And then there's the star of the show, the Bizango, but for 2022 it comes in two models. There's this one here, which is a standard spec, and then there's a Bizango Pro, which gets more travel at the fork and heavier treaded tyres. Now onto our test bike, and we have the standard Bizango here to put through its paces. With it, Voodoo has aimed to connect riders to the trail by offering a balanced geometry that's confidence inspiring but also flickable. And that's all while offering as sorted a componentry as possible for a relatively meagre asking price, just £750. Now onto the geometry, and as I've mentioned before, this bike gets a 66.5 degree head tube angle, but this particular bike comes with a 461mm reach. Then there's 435mm chainstays and there's a 74.5 degree seat tube angle. While it's nothing crazy for this day and age, it's definitely a respectable reach and a really usable geometry. The Bizango comes sorted with an SR Suntour Radon fork with an air spring, and that offers 120mm of travel. Then just like the Pro model, we get a Shimano Dior 11-speed drivetrain, and the brakes have been upgraded from the previous year's Tektro brakes to a pair of Shimano NT200s. Just like the rest of the range, this bike rolls on a pair of Voodoo's own 29-inch wheels, and they're wrapped with a pair of 2.25-inch Maxxis Ardent tyres. Then, just like the rest of the range again, we get that special WTB Volt saddle. The frame itself is pretty cool too. As well as that really neat paint job, we've got space in the front triangle for a bottle cage, we've got a threaded BB, and it's routed for a stealth dropper post, so if you wanted to upgrade to a dropper post in the future, it's really easy to do. Now with all of that out of the way, let's go over my first ride impressions. Point the bike downhill and the Bizango proves to be a really easy bike to ride. It copes with speed rather well, remaining reasonably stable. It's just that head angle that I had to spend a little bit of time getting used to. And when weighting the front end through a corner, it can feel a little bit nervous. But a quick reminder that this isn't the length of an enduro bike, and to ride a little bit more centrally quickly fixes this. It's a bike that likes to go fast both down and uphill is where that steeper head angle really makes sense. That, combined with the length you reach, low profile tyres and a 32 chainring, helps this bike absolutely eat up the climbs. Its stretchy reach, seat tube angle and wide bars offer tons of room to move around over the bike, and that by itself is already a welcome feature. And it's much more confident when compared to bikes such as the Giant Talon or the Specialized Rockhopper, both of those getting reaches around the 445mm mark. When riding the hard pack of the Verderers Trail in the Forest of Dean, I just couldn't have asked for more. But if you're riding edges into looser and softer terrain, you may want to put a more aggressive front tyre on just for a bit more confidence. While for now at least I can't complain with any of the components that Voodoo has kitted to Bizango, I reckon that SR Suntour Radon Air fork is an excellent choice. The brand could have easily fitted something from RockShox's lower end, but I don't think that any of those forks perform quite as well as the Radon. So those are my first impressions of the 2022 Voodoo Bizango. If that's got your mouth watering for some budget-friendly hardtail action, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. If you've got a Voodoo, let us know what you think in the comment section below. And if you'd like to see a more in-depth first ride review, head on over to www.off.road.cc. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.